Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Soda Review Podcast. I am your host, Julian, and I just woke up from a nap. On today's episode, we are going to be sampling a beverage that, until recently, I personally had never even heard of. I stumbled upon it while at a local Ace Hardware. For any of you that were unaware, it seems like more and more hardware stores specifically, as well as some grocery chains, have been getting into the craft bottled game, offering an assortment of beverages that you can get piecemeal or in a 4 or 6 pack. Obviously, trying to capitalize on the popularity of this very podcast, and who could blame them? I mean, I do, but that's neither here nor there. So, the beverage that we will be sampling today is none other than the Kickapoo Joy Juice. It says here on the label, "Get that kick." Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with this beverage, which up until only very recently, as I had mentioned, included myself. Kickapoo Joy Juice is a citrus flavored soft drink brand owned by the Monarch Beverage Company. Now, for any of my older listeners out there who are familiar with the old Lil Abner comic strip that ran from 1934 through 1977, Kickapoo Joy Juice was an alcoholic drink in the comic strip that Lil Abner, I guess, wet his nose with. This, however, is a carbonated soft drink, much in the vein of a Mountain Dew, I'm told, which apparently both sodas were dueling at the time, in and around the late 60s and early 70s, when in fact both had an ad campaign using the characters from Lil Abner, sort of to create a quote unquote hillbilly feeling, whatever that is. So I managed to get my hands on a bottle of this old Kickapoo Joy Juice, and I'm very curious to see how it tastes. Looking at the label, it's a very simple, clear label with red and yellow characters and lettering emblazoned on the front. It's sort of emblematic of almost like a brouhaha. It's sort of a cloud of dust that has been kicked up, and there's some offshoots firing on all axes. There's some bubbles, there's some pops, there's some stars. It's a real knock-down, drag-out sort of slobber knocker of a scene. If we look at the back here, oh, so although this is bottled under the authority of Monarch Beverage Company, Inc., it was bottled by Orca Beverage Inc., coming out of Mokilteo, Washington. You know it, you love it. Boy, I hope I've been pronouncing that correctly this whole time. I would hate to raise the ire of a community or an entire state. So if we move on to the ingredients list, we have carbonated water, pure cane sugar, citric acid, sodium benzoate, which it says here in parentheses, which might be the law, I guess, that sodium benzoate is a preservative. We then have sodium citrate, gum arabic, glycerol ester of gum rosin, natural flavors, caffeine, and yellow number 5. So I guess without beating around the bush or burying the lead, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my pop the top, and we're going to break into this bad boy. Hmm. Well, not a pop to write home about. I didn't really get any of that fizz or that mist. I gave it a little bit of a sniff, and it's definitely giving me strong Mountain Dew vibe. So I guess we're just going to have to see what we have here with the Kickapoo Joy Juice. Bottoms up. Oh, whoa, boy. Hello there. I think I grabbed a little bit of that kick. Uh, you know, not what I was expecting. I was expecting basically just a Mountain Dew clone, even something akin to a Moon Mist, but this is a beast all its own. Really, what's immediately coming to mind are the green lemon lime freezer pops that I used to enjoy as a child. You break a couple of those open and bottle them, add a little carbonation. I think you're going to find you have yourself a little bit of a Kickapoo Joy Juice stew going. Boy, I got to tell you, Kickapoo Joy Juice, at first glance, it's a little bit of a funny name, but boy, if it isn't a hoot to say, go ahead and try it right now. Kickapoo Joy Juice. Huh? Yeah. So, I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not going to cause any ticker tape parades, and it's not going to solve world hunger. However, the Kickapoo Joy Juice, it's a nice little drink. I mean, I don't think I would really enjoy it on a regular basis. I'm happy to have tried it, and I'm glad for its existence, but I think it's just a little bit too much of a child's soft drink for me to really circle the wagons around it. But I think I'm just going to go in for one last requisite round, and then we're going to settle up. You know, after that second round there, I think it kind of is growing on me a little bit. I still am not certain that I would necessarily turn to it if I were looking to just sit back, relax, maybe eat a couple of animal crackers, maybe watch a little Camping with Steve on the old YouTube. But, what this would probably be perfect for is just a quick carbonated thirst quench on a hot day. Other than that, Kickapoo Joy Juice, as they say, I guess I'll just see you in the funny paper. So I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the Soda Review Podcast. I have been your host, Julian, signing off.